Hello and welcome to the course registration guide for business administration students. My name is Cole Ormsby and I'm a fourth year business administration student here at Georgia Tech. I'm a student coordinator for the FASET orientation office. We wish we could meet with you in person, but we're excited to meet you in the fall. I'm going to be sharing my screen to walk you through some of the steps to register. So you're going to want to go to buzzport.gatech.edu. And this website right here is what you're going to see when you pull up Buzzport. So you're going to click log into Buzzport right here. And my Buzzport account already logged in for me. So the first thing you do is click on this lock sign that says registration Oscar. Then on this next page, you're going to click this first link that says registration. And then you're going to click add or drop classes. This option right here provides you the semesters you're able to register for. So we're going to click on fall 2020 for the purposes of this demonstration, then click submit. And then you're going to come up with a page that will show you the courses you have registered for as you start to register. So because I've already registered for my fall classes before I started this video, it's already auto-populating some of the classes that I registered for, but your screen probably looks blank at the moment. So to look up classes that you might be interested in taking, you're going to go to class search here at the bottom. Then each class that Georgia Tech offers is sorted according to subject. For business administration classes, the subject name is management. So say you're interested in taking a management class. You'll click that and then click course search. Next, Buzzport is going to show you a list of all the individual classes within that particular subject. So say you're interested in taking legal aspects of business. Next, you would click view sections. This page right here shows you all of the sections that this particular class is offered. So for example, legal aspects of business is offered 4 separate times during the fall semester. Over here to the left of the screen, you'll notice a few different things. First, this C right here under the select column means that this particular section of legal aspects of business is currently closed. That means either too many students have signed up for the class already, or the class just isn't open yet, and it will open later during registration. The next thing you want to notice when looking at this screen is the CRNs. This stands for course registration number. The CRNs are linked in blue over here to the left where you see my mouse moving. These numbers are very important. As you're looking to register for classes, you'll want to write down the CRNs for each section of the class that you're interested in. So if you're interested in taking legal aspects of business, you'll want to write down the different CRN options. Again, we see the subject, which is management or MGT abbreviated. The course code is 2106, which is legal aspects of business. Then we see the section letter code A, B, C, or D. And again, all of these are the same class, legal aspects of business, but they're taught at different times and maybe by different professors. This credit column shows that it's 3 credit hours. You see the title of the class here. The days column tells you obviously what day of the week you'll have the class. M, W, and F are pretty obvious for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday respectively. T stands for Tuesday and R stands for Thursday. Next, you see the time the class is offered each day. This cap column stands for capacity, and that shows you the number of students who are allowed to take each class. So for example, in this particular section, 55 students can register for that class. Next, you see the ACT column, which stands for actual. This is the actual number of students who have already registered for the class. And finally, this REM column stands for remaining. So 31 students can still register for this class. If a class is already filled and you're still interested in taking it, you can sign up for the waitlist. In most cases, not all classes offer waitlists, but many business classes do. So for this particular example, there are 20 seats available on the wait list. So if the remaining number of seats available was 0, meaning that all the seats were filled, you could sign up for the wait list. What this means is if someone else drops the class or decides they no longer want to take it, you can fill that spot if you're in a sequential order on the wait list. And Buzzport will notify you with an email, and you will have 12 hours to respond to fulfilling that waitlist request. Over here, you see the instructor, and finally, the location on Georgia Tech's campus. So if you were interested in registering for this particular class, you could do one of two things. One, you could check the box over here to the left in the select column and then click register. Another option you can do is go back to your registration central page. Down here, you can type in your CRNs. So those are, again, the course registration number that's unique to each section of each class. One of the strategies you can use when you're registering for classes is having a game plan going in before your time ticket opens. So you can have an idea of classes that you're interested in taking. If you have your CRNs written down, you can just type in all of the CRNs you're interested in taking, submit changes, and the courses will go up here to the registered status. And that's a way you can do it all at one time. But keep in mind that you're not always going to get the classes that you want, even if it appears that you might when you try to register them. There's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, some classes are restricted to certain types of students. For example, some classes are reserved for honors students. And if you're not an honors college student, you cannot participate in that class. Sometimes the section code, like A, B, C, or D, will be labeled with something like HP, for example, honors program, after the letter. But again, this isn't always obvious. So just remember to be flexible and know that it's very normal to not always get the courses that you want the first time you try to register. This slide is just a summary of some of the things that I talked about. Over here in this other terms column are a few other things that I didn't mention but are important to keep in mind. You might see a code that says prereq. This means that there's a prerequisite course you have to take in order to take the next level course. So for example, if you want to take Accounting 2, you have to take Accounting 1 first. So if you try to sign up for Accounting 2 without having taken Accounting 1, Buzzport will pop up with a prereq error. When you take a lab class, you have to pair it with a lecture class. I'll show you an example by going back to Buzzport. I'm going to go back down to class search. Then, just for the sake of this example, I'll find the course subject Earth and Atmospheric Sciences. So let's say I'm interested in taking EAS 1600, which is Intro to Environmental Sciences. I'll click View Sections, and then not only do I have to sign up for a lecture portion of the class, I also have to sign up for a lab portion of the class. So first of all, you can tell if a class is a lecture or a lab solely based on the capacity, and that's just an easy way to tell in my opinion. Lecture classes are going to have a lot of seats available. As you can see here, there's 180 seats available in this particular section, so it's a lecture class. Then you're going to have to pair that with a lab class. You'll go and find a lab section. How you can tell that is if it has much fewer number of seats. And in this case, these classes are all lab classes because they have 20 seats. Another way you can tell it is based on the section code. So if it is a lecture, it will be given a single letter code, A, B, C, D, etc. And if it's a lab, it will be labeled with a letter and a number. The letter is the day of the week. The number is just that particular section. So if you want to register for this lab and this lecture, you have to register for them at the same time. So notice how I clicked check on both of those, and then I'm going to click register if I wanted to take it. Again, you could have written down your CRN numbers and then type them in on the main registration page. All right, the last note on here is talking about recitations. So for your math class, similar to your lab science classes, not only do you have to sign up for the main lecture, you also have to sign up for a recitation. So similar to the previous example I showed you, you have to sign up for both the lecture and the recitation at the same time. Well, this concludes our presentation. I hope you learned a lot, and if you have any questions, definitely reach out to an academic advisor and they will be happy to help you. Best of luck, and we can't wait to see you soon.